Ready to go on some backpacking trips and stuff like that, and there's a few things I need to get ready, you know, my survival and preparedness kit and whatnot, and I just wanted to share that with you. But before we get started, I want to show you guys one of my favorite new little pieces of material in my EDC. Is my my new key bar. I've had a few of them. This is the newest one that Mike and Jess made me. It's got CaptnLance on there and tap rack bang. I don't know if you guys can, how well you can see that or not. Got a couple of keys on here, my P.O. box and whatnot, house key, a little mustache beard broom, or beard comb. They also make some knives, little titanium knife blades. I believe they're out of titanium that go in there as well. But if you guys haven't heard of key bar, you haven't checked them out, or it's not part of your EDC, you guys need to step up your game and go check out Mike and Jess at Key Bar. Anyways, what I want to talk with you guys about today is building some fire starters that I like to carry with me in my backpack and stuff like that, in my survival kit and whatnot, and even in my car kit for the wintertime traveling and things like that. So it's going to be a fairly simple project, and some of the stuff that you're going to have probably in your house already. If you don't, it's easily attainable. Primary item or ingredient, one of them is going to be bacon grease. This is, you know, I did a couple of videos on bacon a week or so ago. This is just some bacon grease that I keep to cook with and so forth, but we said there was a lot of uses to that, and if you haven't seen those videos, you can go check them out. You're also going to need some straws. You can get these at any fast food chain. The place where I get these, I like these because they're bigger, fatter straws. I'm not going to say the name, but they have some big arches and they have a clown and things like that, and I don't like clown food, but anyways, I like the straws. They work good for this kind of a deal. You're gonna need some cotton balls, okay? And that's about it right there. Oh, and I use a shish kebab stick to kind of pack these down with. We'll get to that in a minute. Got some napkins, also from a fast food restaurant, because I don't want to use mine and waste them. But anyways, what I've got here is I've already got some bacon grease like this right here, but that's already melted. And so that's what's on this plate right here. So here we go. Now I've got some buddies that are really OCD, and when I say that, there's actually one particular buddy that comes into mind, and that's Robert Baines. And if you guys don't know who Baines is, go check him out on Facebook. He's a shooter and everything, does a lot of 3-gun competition stuff. He's located up in Oregon. He's also a Marine and just a great guy. Has some great posts and funny stuff, but he's OCD as hell. So Baines, I'm doing this for you. Me, I personally don't care. I just cut these things in half where I think the middle is. But for you, we're going to measure it. So these straws are 8 inches and an 1/8 long. So the middle of that is going to be 4 inches and 1/16. And so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that right there. Alright? Now, that's still not perfect enough for Baines. It's a little off, so we're just going to... There. Now they're even. There you go, Robbie. Happy birthday. It's not your birthday, but happy birthday anyways. Alright. Next, you're going to take your cotton balls, okay? And just kind of take them and tear them up and start throwing them down into your bacon grease. And what it's going to do is just start wicking up that bacon grease into your cotton ball. And like I said, these are great little fire starters. They're lightweight. They're easy to make. They burn for quite a while. You can use them for, you know, candles or whatever, things like that. Whatnot. They're just a great piece of gear. And like I said, they're easy to make. If you have kids or whatever, make these with your kids. I'm going to be going on a camping trip this week with my boys, with the 2 younger boys at the Alpha Element, and we will be using some of these as I'm teaching them how to build a fire and so forth, and kind of some survival skills that we're going to be doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix all those up and get them to where they're soaking up that bacon grease pretty good. Alright, now once I've done that, you're just going to take them, you're going to stick them inside your straw. Like so. And you can just set one end down on the ground there on your plate or whatever. and just go ahead and pack them in there. Now this grease will solidify and harden up kind of like that over there and that, but also I'm going to go ahead and crimp the ends of these and kind of heat them up and burn them and crimp them a little bit to melt them, just because of the simple fact that if I am in a hot place, or these are in my car or something like that where it's hot, it's not going to be solidified still, and it's going to turn into this liquidy grease again. And I just don't want that shit all over my gear and everything. And plus, I also keep these in a plastic bag, or you can keep them in, you know, a medicine bottle if you have one large enough. If you don't, you can even cut these down into a smaller size. You could, you know, cut them down to where you make 3 out of 1 straw instead of just 2, which would actually probably might not be a bad idea. So there we go with that. I've kind of got it all in there. I don't have it all the way to both ends because, like I said, I want to be able to crimp it down like that and melt it down so that I can so that it doesn't get all over my shit in my car or my pack or anything else. I don't want to be smelling like bacon grease everywhere, especially if I'm up in bear country or something like that. So that's just some things to keep in mind. But these do work well, even to keep around in the house in an emergency preparedness drawer or something like that in case the power goes out and you need light or heat or whatever. These are good little things to have around. So there's that, and we'll set that aside for now. There we go. Now, how am I going to melt that? I am going to do it just like this right here. If I can get my lighter to light. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and heat this up. And what this is just a mason jar lid that I'm actually going to use to build a fire on here in a minute with one of these. But I'm just heating it up enough to where I can melt that to where it's closed. Just create a little plastic weld on there to seal it. And then we'll do this other end. I might need to heat that up again. But these are seriously real simple to make. I like making a lot of my own gear and equipment and so forth. It's just, I don't know, I enjoy it. It's good, and it's good to be handy like that and resourceful. And not only that, but I think that if you do things like that and you get in the habit of it, if you do find yourself in a shit sandwich or survival style situation, so to speak, you seem to have a little bit more confidence in mind about you to help yourself out of those situations, or you're a little more familiar with it. It just kind of gives you a little bit more creative thinking, I think, honestly, to be able to do that. So put that up a little bit more. As you guys can probably see the heat coming off of that. So I'd say that's warm enough there now. And just use my lighter on the other side, which should also be hot from sitting there holding the flame on that. There you go, guys. Waterproof fire starter right there. Like I said, easy to make. Put them in your preparedness kit, preparedness drawer at home for blackouts or whatever. Fire starters, you can use them even in your fireplace to start fires, whatnot. Anywhere you need to start a fire, basically, I guess. So we're going to start a fire, and so here's how I would start a fire in the wilderness as well. You always want to start small. I've got a bunch of twigs or kindling, however you do it. You want to, pine cones work good. I don't actually have any here in the yard. I wish I did, but I don't. So I just want to grab some small branches and sticks and stuff. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with like a log style or log cabin style fire. I'm going to place these 2 bigger twigs parallel like this. And then I'm going to take smaller twigs, because you always want to start small. And I'm just going to lay them across the top like that, kind of like a ladder in a sense. And the reason why is because I want to put my fire starting material, and this is kind of what the problem is when you have hands that you don't have really good control over, like this. But I'm going to put my fire starter stuff that we made underneath there, so that it burns up. So I want to have enough room under there to do that. And like I said, you always start small, and then you build your way up. So, you know, if I'm out backpacking or whatever, I've been out in the rain or the snow or there's a storm coming in, I need to get out of wet clothes or something like that, and I need to start a fire, this is going to be how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and push some of that out. I'll grab 2 little pieces there. I'm going to kind of fluff them up. I'll go ahead and stick one under there, or actually maybe even right here in the top. And the other one, I'm going to kind of fluff up as well. Yep, that'll work. That stick will fit. Okay. I'm going to kind of put it on the stick right here. And then I'm going to light it. Once it's going, we'll go ahead and start. Let's see. Here we go. And we'll just let it go, and like I said, as it catches and as it builds up, and as you get a fire going, then you can start adding bigger sticks onto it and growing it. So you have a fire to get warm with, or to cook with, or to signal somebody. You know, these would be good things to even keep in your house as well. You know, for storms or power outages or whatnot. You know, say if you have gas heat and there's a gas line that, you know, the gas company has to shut things down or whatnot. Not that there's leaking gas in your area, because then you definitely don't want to do this. But I'm just saying, if you need heat in your house, something like that, or even light or whatnot, this is a pretty easy way to start a fire out in the wilderness. It's easy to make. It's affordable. You don't need to go out and buy waterproof fire starters and shit at the stores. You don't need to. Make your own shit, save your money, put that money towards travel or whatever else, or better gear that you can't make that you actually do need to buy. You know, and not only that, I think there's something to be said with, you know, the bushcraft and everything. If you can kind of do this kind of stuff and make your own, you're going to be better off in a situation like that. You're going to be more prepared. You're going to be thinking bigger and out of the box. You're going to have more experience, things of that nature. So if this was in the wild, you would just continue to build on this little fire, just like this. And if I wanted to, and really no time at all, I could have a really big fire. Do it with one match or one strike of my lighter and a couple of the things that I've prepared, and I've gotten my preparedness kit, you know, like this right here, this one that we made a few minutes ago. It's crimped down on both the ends. It's waterproof, so I know it's going to, you know, be dry and ready to go when I need it. And really, it doesn't cost anything. I'm already eating bacon every day. I don't know about you guys, but I like bacon at breakfast. So all I'm doing is saving my grease. I'm saving it to cook with it and do other things with it, make these fire starters. Yeah. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. I hope you learned something today. If you liked it, put some comments in the video. If you have some ideas, maybe things that I can improve on or whatever, or other videos that you would like to see. I'm going to be doing some backpacking trips and things like that, and we'll be recording those and showing you those things and what we're doing. So hope you guys had a good time, had a good day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.